Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Growing Orchids in Jamaica. Now, I am standing right here in front of my orchid tower. I did a video of it in the earlier part of my YouTube journey. Now, I did over my tower, and so I have not given you an update in a little while. However, my recent orchid haul, I have potted some of my Vandas and they will be placed on my orchid tower. If you want to see how I grow orchids in Jamaica, please subscribe to my channel. And to see how I pot my strap leaf Vandas that I place on my orchid tower, stay tuned right after this intro. My last video was actually about my recent orchid haul, and today I did make a promise that I would take you on the journey with me when I was ready to pot these orchids. And so today I will be doing all the potting, and of course you will be joining me. So the first plants that I will be potting are the Cymbidium and the Gram Cymbidium orchids. Now, this is the first one, and this is actually the Gram Cym ayodhaya. The medium that I use for my Cymbidium orchids are actually soil, and this is like loamy soil. This is actually a compost because I actually started a compost heap some time ago, and basically this is what I get from it. So I will be using some of the compost, and I'm gonna mix this compost with some charcoal and gravel. Sort of doing that to lighten the medium somewhat, because the Cymbidium, while it likes the loamy soil, it also likes to be properly drained. So I'm doing that mix right here. So it's the loamy soil mixed with some gravel and charcoal. Now, this is a pot that I'm going to put them in. Cymbidium like when the roots are clustered together or matted together, and so I like to put them in deeper pots. And because the roots are large and they really grow very fast, so that's why I like to put them in deep pots. Now, the roots of this one is really dried and dead. I'm gonna spray it because once the roots are moistened, then if they are alive, then the color will change. And I'm presently using some hydrogen peroxide to spray the roots of this. And if you notice, the colors aren't really changing. So what this is telling you is that most of the roots are actually dead. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove most of the root. Whatever root that I may leave, I leave it just to help to anchor the plant, really. But the truth about it, it's really going to die anyway. So I'm removing the roots so that it will send out new roots. When my friend from Gardening by Douentza, Ireland, saw this one in my previous orchid haul video, she expressed that she was not aware of a Gram Cymbidium cross, and so she'll be following the growth of this one. And so I have decided to join her Grow It for Josh YouTube request to plant this one in memory of her son Josh, who she lost a few years ago. So this one I will be growing for Josh. So the next thing I'm gonna do, needs to put some of the gravel mix at the bottom of the soil. I do that to ensure that I have proper drainage. And so when you're setting the plant, ensure that you put the area with the new growth, or where you're expecting the new growth, to the center of the pot, and then you can put the section, the older section, to the back. And the other thing with Cymbidium orchids is that it is best when you have at minimum 3 bulbs, and this one has 6 bulbs. Most of them are old, but it has about 6 bulbs. And now I put my medium in. Trying to ensure that the medium is settled and to get out the air pockets. And you do not want to bury the plant too much, so you just want the roots to be covered. And this is basically it. So this is a Gram Cym Ayodhya, and this is in honor of Joshi, and I will label it with this. And so it is placed here among my other Cymbidiums. So I am going to show you just how I pot my Vandas. Now, most persons do not pot their Vandas, but I did explain to you that for me, I prefer to have them potted because I do not have the time to water them as frequently as they need to be watered. And so when I pot them, it gives me a little leverage in terms of that. So instead of watering every day, I can water perhaps twice per week when I have them potted. And so I rather to have my Vandas potted, my strap leaf Vandas, that is. This is what I pot them in these wire basket with this cocoa liner. So what I do, I'm also going to use gravel again with charcoal, mixed with charcoal. That's one of the main things that I use in my potting mix. And I'm going to use some bark. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put the bark in. So I'll pack it with some bark. And I'm not going to disturb the root, so therefore I will not take it out of the mesh basket that it comes in. Okay. So I pack it with some bark. And remember, it still needs to be properly drained. And so you cannot use too much of a small kind of medium. So once I do that, I am now going to pack it with some gravel, just to help to give it some balance. So just a small amount of gravel and charcoal to give it some balance. Is it? And this is how I pot my Vandas. Very simple. And now it is ready to be hung. And now there it is. It's ready to be hung. So I can hang this on my tower. And that is how simple. So when the plant has a lot of roots and I do not want to disturb them, what I will do, I will kind of cut the bottom of the cocoa liner so that I can send the roots through it. So I'll do it like this, just so that I do not disturb the existing rooting system. So this is what it would look like. So again, I would set the plant. Now I will pull the roots through the bottom. But these roots are already established and you don't want to damage them or restrict them too much. Okay, you still want to give the roots some free range. Now, again, the bark. So I'm going to fill the bottom with some bark. And any kind of bark. You can use even your potting mix. But I like to use these bark that are chopped up nicely because it helps to give it a little extra moisture. However, it does not hold too much moisture. And I deliberately do not use all gravel and charcoal because you don't want to restrict it too much in terms of the amount of moisture. So once I pack it like this, nicely like this, then I will just top it up, and as I say, I use the gravel and the charcoal, and that is how I cut my Vandas, my strap leaf Vandas. There it goes. And if you want to add your 20-20-20, your slow release and so forth, you can just add it around, because this is a already established plant and therefore it will not harm it if you add some fertilizer to it. There it goes. So it is now potted and ready to be placed on my Vanda tower. This is going to be a new addition to my tower that I've potted, and one of those from my haul, which was pretty recent. I basically don't have much bloom on my tower now, but I will be having blooms in a little while, and so I will be doing an update of my tower pretty soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and so you never miss another video, please subscribe to my channel. And as we say in Jamaica, just follow back on me. This is the Orchid Duck, and I am growing orchids in Manchester, Jamaica.